I will go ahead and get a few things rolling here. Um, so yeah, Sean, you had or Gabrian, I'll start with you. You had
Hmm.
quite a interesting run um, with Mel Brooks
Mage Guild.
and the Ghostbusters secretary. Um, you Kazira, you got a nice little medallion that you thought was or was it a medallion or a ring?
It
It was
was
a
a
ring.
it was a
It was a
ring,
ring.
Ring.
and I did not put it on, and I am taking it straight back, and I'll read it from the script if you want me to.
Hold off on that. I just want to cover the intro first. Um, which yeah, you it was sold to you as a magic item, but turns out uh definitely not a magic item. So yeah, you have definite plans for that. And Julian,
Yes.
we will come back to your research after a little bit once all of this
Oh,
kind
and
of
that's totally
yeah
totally okay.
totally
That was
sorts
just
itself out. And hey,
yeah,
I've
that was
got
just the explanation for why he was unavailable to everyone else. And since Kazira and Gabrielle both know, then they understand that some of what he has to do is go talk to shady people, and some of what he has to do is sort of meditative. So he was just unavailable.
okay. Um, yeah, so anyway, I have Robert on Messenger right now. Asked him if he was feeling, or asked him how he was feeling. He told me he was alive, so I guess that's a good sign.
Goodness
Um,
gracious, it's the same answer Stephanie had.
Hey, some days that's the only accomplishment I can really even claim anything to.
yeah, sometimes that's the only thing that you have left is just I'm breathing.
I'm breathing. That's my accomplishment for the day. Yay. Unfortunately.
Um, unfortunately, I'm still waiting for him to respond to me to see if he's good for playing today. So anyway, we will go ahead and get started. Um, everything is rolling. My mic is coming in hot. Desktop audio is live. And so, yeah, we are good. All right. What's up? Were you saying something, Sean?
So, oh no, I was just woohoo.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. So, Sean, right now I will actually start with you, because we kind of ended with you. So we'll just work in reverse order. Um, you have your gathered all your membership papers for the Magisters Guild. This is kind of a daunting task. It looks like it literally looks like a stack of initiation papers for West Point. It's like an inch thick, filled in triplicate. It's and it's definitely got this huge background uh, uh, contingent in it. So you're gonna be at paperwork for quite some time today. Um, uh, what do you want to do as you're exiting the Magister's quarter?
Well, I was gonna go link back up with the rest of the team, and I imagine once we link back up, that's when I'll do the identify on that ring,
Hmm.
and and that's when we find out that Kazira's been scammed. In which
That's
case,
right. That's right.
I'll go and join her. I'll follow her back. Meanwhile, I'll just kind of be leaping through that paperwork and all that,
Hmm.
pondering if I can hire some scribes to a group of scribes to help me get this done.
Okay. All right. We will go ahead and come back to that now. Kazira, we have a bit of a daunting experience to get through with you, so let's go ahead
Do you
and
want me
cover
to
that
read
now.
my speech,
Um,
or can you remember it?
yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
you should probably read it.
Go ahead and read it. First,
Okay, let me find it.
before you actually go into it, kind of set up how you're gonna go about like uh, engaging this situation, who you're taking, what your what your plan
Oh,
is, all that.
that's
So,
in there.
oh, okay,
It's all in there.
alrighty.
Okay, I found it. Okay. Block. Jesus Christ, I'm wordy. Okay.
Just
Kazira.
remember, this is a shorter session, so try to go fast.
I'll read quickly. Kazira, flanked by a peeved druid mage and a lawful paladin, throws open the door of the jewelers and releases a hawk and a pseudo-dragon, allowing them to wreak whatever havoc they desire, and stomps to the counter, where she slams the boxed ring onto the counter. I should have known when the price was so reasonable that you were a lying cheat. I'm not demanding the 800 gold or even... Oh, god damn it, my scroller won't work. Or even the 800 gold. Or the 400 deposit on my coat of arms. On my coat of arms bauble back from you. But you will be handing over 1,200 gold worth of gems to my mage friend for spellcasting or whatnot. Whatever he chooses. Aside to Gabrion. And be sure to get some for Jules, who might need some for spells or whatever it is you kids get up to with that stuff.
Will do.
And then my paladin friend will have some words for you about law abiding and how that works. And after that, I'm not sure you've noticed, but the Keep of Three Hammers has been doing a lot of commerce stimulating in this region, and by that I mean that we have been throwing money around like it falls from the sky, and not even haggling, because we believe in fair wage for fair work, and telling our not inconsiderable friends when we are given good service for gold. And by friends, I mostly mean the king, because we haven't had time to do much besides save him from assassins and do his bidding and have dinner with him. But hey, we have a bunch of employees who are happy to sing the praises we encourage them to, and we are not singing your praises right at this moment. No, we are not. We are, in fact, about to tell everyone in all the cities we visit, which is way too many, in my opinion, that you are a swindling pig sticker who needs no custom from any honest or nearly honest wage earner. You have taken buyer beware to an entirely new level of low, and you will not get another chance to do so to another unsuspecting mark. I have killed giants and dragons, and you, sir, are no giant dragon. Killing your reputation will be no issue at all. Believe you me. Kaz stops to take a breath. Meanwhile, the mage and the paladin are silently menacing, and the hawk and the pseudo-dragon are gathering shinies and knocking over displays, and generally making as much mess as animally possible. Kaz casts thaumaturgy, and thunder rumbles ominously. Now then, ill-bred pignut, make this shit right.
So I have no idea what's just going on. I came back to ever popular rant that I've heard many times, especially against me.
Menacing.
First
No,
off,
it's not against you.
first off, welcome to the gang, Robert.
Welcome back.
I
Welcome.
had to do a lot of updating.
You entered at just the right time. Well,
Everything.
let me get you caught up a little
Okay,
first.
give me a second. Let me start the stream.
Okay.
So that. Alrighty. Oh, and was it last game or the game before that where I was gone?
It was time before that.
Okay. I'm trying to get caught up because I just read Thorhelm's message. All right. Starting stream now.
Okay. So to get you caught up, Thargus, Kazira had gone into a store in the last session and purchased a few items, one of which was a ring that was promised to her to be a magical ring. Turns out Gabrion gave it the once-over, and it's just a mundane silver ring. She got ripped off. And so now she's back at the store, making sure that not only does he know that she knows that she got ripped off, she's making sure that everyone else knows that she got ripped off, and that this guy is going to forever and ever have a very ruined reputation within this city, and she's relying on you to give him a very, very strict tongue lashing on the lawful nature of business affairs.
Who, me?
Yes.
Well, you're the
He broke the
lawful
law.
paladin, so be menacing and silent, and then,
I'm not a
stern
paladin.
and mean.
I'm a fighter. I just have the.
He's a paladin in the other
Intelligent
campaign,
path.
but he just happens to be lawful good.
But you can look silently menacing.
Yes, you can.
I'm a giant tin can. How much more
That's
menacing
right.
do I have to be?
That's menacing
You're
enough.
doing your
That's
job
menacing.
perfect right there.
Well, you know what? if Sean or if Gabrian could pull off a minor illusion and have little trickles of flame and smoke coming out of the eye pieces of your helmet, that would be
even scarier.
We could make that a standard feature.
Can I smoke cigars in my armor? Steam going.
Oh, can we turn the dwarf into a giant hookah?
Okay, that's a little weird, but I guess you could certainly try. Anyhow, yeah, that gets you caught up to where we are. That's where
Okay.
we're at. The party's pets are currently collecting trinkets and trashing the place, and to get to this guy's point of view, you enter, slam down the offending bauble, and go into your rant.
Shredding, yeah.
He sees this mage just kind of crackling with energy, a dwarf in just what looks like a tank in dwarf form, and you literally blaring hatred and vileness out of your very soul at him. He just kind of he has this look of not only confusion but worry, anxiety. His face is a carnival of emotions right now.
Well,
And
Carnival.
also part of the thing is I also want to step in. Yeah, I want to be this menacing thing, but two wrongs don't make it right, and this is where my, the lawful good comes in. You're gonna hate me for it, but your animals should not be wrecking the place.
Too late.
All right.
Too late. Yeah, too
oh,
late.
But
When
I'm
he
going
says
to sit there and
that-
say they should stop. I'm
You
going to
can
say
take that
I-
up with me
just
later.
wait.
Right now, just be silent and intimidating.
Okay.
it doesn't work like that.
If
Okay, which
when I
pisses you off more? That a pet that I don't actually own, that only is with me because it wants to be, is doing shit I can't control, or that this guy just ripped off the keep of the three hammers.
Gabrion sees this and kind of thinks that there's good cop, bad cop going on, and in which case he kind of reins in Gordon, has him sit menacingly on his shoulder.
okay. So yeah, he you see a few beads of sweat begin to trickle down his forehead to his cheek, and he's visibly kind of shaking a little bit in the shoulders, and his eyes are darting back and forth everywhere at this scene that just kind of appeared out of nowhere
Alrighty.
in his shop.
I'm going to step in.
And he just kind of eventually says, will you prefer those gems gift wrapped or bagged?
Gift wrapped.
Very well. And he turns around and darts into the back really quick. You hear some shuffling, some a few drawers opening and closing, the occasional glass breaking, and a muffled curse as you think he might have stubbed his toe. And then he comes out with these two bags in one in each hand. They're made of a very fine blue velvet with gold roped drawstrings, and a very fancy gold embroidered emblem of his shop on the front, and with hands shaking, hands one out to Gabrian and the other out to you, Kazira.
Well, let's make sure they're not paste.
So okay, you gonna open up one of the bags?
Yep.
Okay, you open them up, and a number of small cut diamonds, rubies, and emeralds fall out. They're about the size of what you might find in like a very large engagement ring or something of a smaller amulet type. They're about the size of they're roughly about the size of a pea, so to speak. Does anyone want to try and appraise them or evaluate them?
What skill would that be?
That would probably
We need a NIM.
Yeah. It would probably be I would say I'd say investigation.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
maybe or maybe insight. No, that has to do with people. Yeah, I'd say investigation.
Ooh.
Though if you have like jeweler's tools or gem cutting tools, you could add your proficiency bonus to
Got
the
it.
roll.
Okay, I'll use investigation, and I guess I could just play off having been a cop in the past. I've seen my fair share of counterfeits. Oh, but I roll a 10. Oh, that
Yeah.
was a terrible roll.
I'm gonna actually roll because I still, even though I'm now a noble, I was a soldier. So I'm going to try. Be ready to go.
Oh, so close. But it is still, your initial roll was still high enough. You kind of give him the once over, hold him up to the light, squint really close at him. Since you don't have any jeweler's tools, you can't really appraise them up close with any kind of magnifying glass or anything. But giving them the once over, your dwarven heritage gives you kind of a little boost in this. And you can tell that these are very much genuine jewels. And each bag roughly equates to 600 gold apiece.
Okay.
Right on.
So add $1,200 or add $600 worth of gold, or 600 gold worth of gems to each of your inventories, Kazira and Gabrian.
600. All right.
Various diamonds, rubies, and emeralds, about pea-sized.
Now, with that being said, I'm gonna kind of take a look at his store. Does he have several items on? Well, you know what? I'm gonna bust out my my spell book and start casting a detect magic. I believe that's a ritual.
Yes, it will take you 10 minutes though.
Okay.
So, okay, so
and
oh, go ahead.
yeah. So after I finish that ritual, I'm going to just kind of appraise the items that he has kind of out that he might be claiming to be magical, and kind of counsel him as to whether they are in fact magical or not.
Now detect magic is a radius, right? It's not a single target.
It is an effect upon myself that allows me to detect magic. Let me double check that real quick. Detect.
Okay.
Wait, detect. What level is that? Oh, there it is. No, that's thoughts. Wow, is it not on my character sheet?
Roll20 has like a limit of how many spells we can have. So if
there
you
it is.
actually know more different ones, it has
Yeah.
a panic and starts shifting them into
Okay,
other
yeah, you
places.
sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. Okay.
Yep.
And you learn at School of Magic Infini. Okay. So yeah, it is a area spell. There are a number of items behind a number of glass cases behind the counter behind him, as well as a few within glass display in the counter in front of you. There is not a single radiance of magic anywhere in this building except upon yourselves.
I'm gonna let Kazira know that.
Oh shit.
So, you tell me the logic behind the choosing of the name of your shop.
Oh shoot, what was the name of his shop again?
Maleficarum.
Maleficarum.
That's
Yep.
right.
Did you just think it sounded pretty?
It just seemed to sound rather well. I liked how it rolled off the tongue.
And your intent was to make people believe that your magical items were somehow more useful using that name?
Well, you know how. It's nothing personal per se. It's just business, you know.
No, I don't. Luckily for him, I'm not there. So.
Yeah. Yeah, your business is to sell useful goods, is it not?
Well, I mean, it is the business of every business to make money. I'm just, you know.
What, you couldn't make money just as a straight up gem seller?
Yeah,
You wanted the cachet of having magical items that nobody's ever going to be able to rely on? I am certain that I am not the first customer that you have swindled, nor, I'm sure, am I the first customer that you flat out lied to. How have you been in business this long and not gotten caught?
well, normally my clientele are somewhat more. How do I say? Uh,
Less inclined to call you on your bullshit?
they're in it more. They purchase based more on status than functionality. They really don't ever discover if it's really magical or not. They just want to say it is, and you know, if they believe it, then it's better for them to actually think it might be.
Okay, the part where I said I killed giants and dragons, you thought maybe I was lying? I need an item that does a certain function of a magical quality. Now, tell me where to find that item, and I will consider not telling everyone I know and the king that you're a swindling son of a bitch.
Look, this isn't really my fault. I actually
You're a
don't.
liar? It's
I
not your
don't
fault
even-
that you're a flat out liar?
I really don't even own the store. I
Who
just
owns the
work
store?
here.
And where can I find this son of a bitch?
I do hope you enjoy your items and have a good day. And he turns
Nope.
around and bolts into the room behind him.
I'm following his ass. I want to know who owns the shop.
So okay, you're going around the counter and behind the curtain.
Just leap the counter.
Leap the counter, go behind the curtain. He is bolting through the storeroom. It's a number of what look like storage vanities. Like or actually, it looks more like a library card catalog. There's a number of large counters with smaller drawers all over the walls. A number of small crates. And he is bolting right through everything and out the back door.
I will continue following him.
And the chase is on. All right, I need to roll initiative.
Oh dear. Alright. Oh, we have to have tokens in order to... Or, no, we don't need tokens to roll initiative, right?
No. This
One-
isn't.
Okay,
This
alright.
isn't something that's actually taking place on screen. So, I'll just track. I'll just put initiative manually.
Alright,
so-
cool. I'll never see that. Oh, look at that. That's kind of awesome.
Wow.
I think I just pwned
That-
initiative.
You and Sean both.
Yeah, you guys both really did it.
We
Okay.
rule. Also, we're motivated.
Yes.
I rolled a natural 20 on irritation.
I'm not going anytime soon.
But that's almost always the case. For some reason, it hates you when you try to roll initiative.
No,
Well, you get,
see,
you get
I've been doing
advantage.
when we're fighting, when we're running after
Oh,
my stubby little leg, not catch up to him. I'm wearing like 1,000 pounds worth of metal, and I'm going to run after somebody.
Slow and steady
no.
wins the race, dude.
Yeah, I'm the turtle, and I ain't rushing nowhere. Plus, I'm more worried about him getting killed.
Oh, we'll be gentle. We promise.
I'm not going to kill him. I want information. You don't kill the one you get the information from.
That's not true.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't kill the ones I get information from.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Because not always it works out that way. Wait, Gab, Kaz, Tharg, Dude.
I'm doing this for the sake of time.
I'm sorry, that was just funny. I'm just like, dude, who the heck is Dude? Like,
Works for me.
Whoops. Okay, so
I'm going to guess that Pseudo Dragon is along with me.
okay, so he's got a little bit of a head start on you. I need you. Let me look up my. I just gotta look up something really quick in ye old DMG. Man, they really put the glossary way back here. .252. Where is page 252? All right. Each participant in a case of one action turn the chase ends when one drops out or the query escapes. Determine starting distance, determine point, okay. Track the distance between them. Participants in the chase are still running. Okay. So, he's got a little bit of a head start on you. What do you want to do, Kazira? Or actually, we have a tie. I need you and Gabrian to roll a dexterity roll for
it's
me.
a
Really
roll
quick.
off.
Oh, sorry, Sean. You're not winning
It'd
this
be
one.
funny if
Got
she
a
rolls a
four.
1 and then gets it.
That's awesome.
So yeah, the order stays as is. Kazira, you're up first. He is roughly about 35 to 40 feet ahead of you.
I'm going to scream stop thief at the top of my lungs because I assume that we're in public.
You're still kind of in a back quarters kind of alleyway behind the shop, or you're still in the shop. He's darting out the back door at the moment.
Oh, then I'm going to run double time.
Okay.
I'm going to step away for just a second. I will be right back.
Okay, so
And
you gonna
I'm,
are
I'm
you
pretty
gonna
sure
ro-
that Pseudo Dragon is just along with me for the ride because, we probably don't travel any slower or faster than each other.
Yeah, you have about the same movement speed. So you're going to run and dash?
Yes.
Okay. That will catch you up to him, but you don't have any actions at the
Yep.
moment to work
That's
with.
okay. That's
Um,
okay.
But you have caught up, you have closed the gap. So next is Gabrian.
All right. Well, Gordon's going to fly up and ahead of him, moving at 60 and a dash, so he will be able to stay with him for a while. And then I am going to be a little bit. Oh, I don't have that memorized. So I'm just going to cast Fly
Okay.
on myself, and that gives me a movement of 6, which will end up being 120. If he's moving at normal critter speed, normal humanoid speed, I'll catch up with him in a couple rounds. So I will use a movement to go 30, which puts me halfway to him. Then I'll cast Fly on myself, and then after that I'll have a movement of 60.
Okay.
This is overkill for this, but hey.
Well,
Always good to practice one's
I doubt the Tarsk is going to attack the town today.
yeah. Okay, so that covers that. Next up is Dude. He sees Kazira just barrel down on him. Gabrian just zip like a diving hawk. He's going to attempt to slam the door in your face. And lock it. Where are my rolls? There are my rolls. Okay, no, yeah, he rolls a natural 1.
Does he like slam his own thumb in a door?
He
I think it would have been better if he accidentally tied
His
himself up.
balls flat on his face.
no, he attempts to do a 180, what he does is he runs face first out the door, puts an arm out to grab the edge of it, and tries to close it as he's turning. But instead of it actually turning, he just kind of slams it into his own shoulder, and which kind of stalls him a bit. But he's going, and that's his action, so he really can't do much after that. Let's see. Next up is Thargus.
I'm gonna do my best to keep up. I'm a fucking tin can. There's no way I'm gonna keep up with like people who can go like 7, 8. I'll keep in the back distancing. That's all I can do.
You're
Okay.
covering our 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
I
just
can't even run through the door. The door's being like slammed on himself. Like
So you just kind of stroll up behind the counter, face the front door, and just cross your fingers and place your hands down on the counter, just watching for customers.
yeah, sure. Might as well might as well do the right thing. Make sure nobody steals. He's going to die anyways.
Okay, so
I can
that
inherit the
is
store.
Thargus. Kazira, you're back up again. You've just witnessed
I'm
this guy
gonna-
close
okay,
the door
now-
on himself.
Now that I've caught up with him, I will scream "Stop thief" at the top of my lungs and reach out to grab a hold of his shoulder.
Okay. Yeah, he's still reeling from the pain of slamming the door on himself. So he wasn't able to move last turn. So you pretty much got you have your way with him at the moment.
Operative words. Make the next moment count, Stephanie.
I'm gonna take him down. I'm gonna own a jewelry store if you don't tell me who the owner is right now.
So you're gonna grapple him?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a strength check.
Yeah.
He's able to weasel out of your grip, I'm
She
afraid.
can clearly see it before we can.
Yeah.
If he's smart, he's terrified.
So that
He
is
should be, because
so that is
Gabrielle's
your
about to get a
action.
hold of him.
Yeah, he kind of squeals like a pig a little bit and
That's
Oh,
awesome.
it-
just wriggles out
He's
of
going
your
wee all the way home.
wriggles out of your grip and turns to run again, or turns like he's gonna run again. Gabrielle, you are up.
The best form to take when trying to grapple with someone in my mind is the giant octopus.
Yeah.
And so this is essentially a giant flying octopus is barreling down upon him at 60 feet. So I'll do 60 feet to catch up to him,
Okay.
Cthulhu
and then
loves you.
and then I will grapple with him. This will be a non-lethal grapple though. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do anything too crazy with
Okay.
him.
So roll your attack.
All right. And again, this is non-lethal. I'm not even gonna try and do damage.
Wow, Sean, come on. You did this to me last time.
No, but bear in mind that there's no real importance to this fight. You know, like it's not
Yeah.
life or death. That's why the 20s are coming out.
Yeah. No kidding.
Okay, yeah, you reach back and see the fear in this man's eyes as he now thinks he's being chased down by Cthulhu himself. Um, and which, by the way, did you guys ever get a chance to view that video I posted in?
Oh, the fuck Cthulhu SCP. I like
Yeah.
that one.
I love the SCP universe, and that one just made me laugh. Thinking of Cthulhu sitting in a chair reading a newspaper, and some guy just putting the testicles of a pig on his eggs. It just made me laugh. So anyway, yeah, you reach out with your tentacles, catch up to him rather easily, and let me roll his save really quick.
Save
Because
against
you rolled a
madness from the
natural
sea.
20, I am gonna say he has disadvantage,
Cool.
and rolls a
Nice.
5. So yeah,
So at that point, I'm just going to suspend him kind of above the ground a little bit, kind of like a marionette,
yeah,
until Kazura catches up to him.
he's squirming and fighting and desperately trying to get away, which is his turn. So he is going to try and use his action to save to get out one more time, and fails. So yeah, you now have him for the duration. Thargus, you are up.
I'm tidying up things in the store, you know, trying to see if I can also find the deed to
Ooh,
place,
right on.
because that'll probably tell you who actually owns the place instead of you trying to chase it down.
Well,
See, you're
roll an
using way
investigation
too
check.
much reason.
It's so much more fun to terrorize.
This is way too chaotic a session to use
Terror is
reason. What are you
awesome.
thinking? Roll an investigation check.
And this is why I sat there and I was like, why waste my time trying to chase when I can find something?
16. Well, you do find a number of receipts, invoices, accounting and monetary records, but you don't find a deed or a bill of title.
Not yet. There's still time. And can I go again?
No,
'Cause I
that's your
technically
action.
have double action.
That's your action. Well, to get your second action, you have to use attack as your first action.
I'm attacking, cleaning up this place.
Nice try, but no. I will give you
done.
credit for being creative though. So, yeah, next up is Kazira.
Okay. So Why isn't interrogate a skill? God damn it!
Technically, interrogation falls into the category of kind of a split between intimidation and persuasion. It's
Oh,
It
okay.
just kind of
I
depends
can
on
use
the
persuasion.
it depends on the method of interrogation you're using.
Well, I'm not going to use enhanced interrogation methods. I'm going to ask very politely, using persuasion, which I do have a plus on. Apparently, you're more scared of the owner of the shop than you are of us, which I think is a mistake, which makes me want to know even more who that is and why you're so scared of the owner of the shop. So who is it? Oh. Okay, it wasn't a natural 20, but I'm still owning his ass.
Let me do his
But I'm still owning his ass.
let's see. What is? I think it's just his charisma. So, ooh, close, but no cigar.
Shit.
Let's see. What is his response to this? He's just look. If I say any more, I'm basically dead anyway. So questioning me is really moot at this point.
I'm not going to kill you.
Cthulhu will.
Yeah, I promise Cthulhu won't kill you. Not this one, anyway.
Oh, that's rest assured. We're just giving you another Cthulhu.
I can't. I just can't.
Rob, when my action comes up, I use the octopus's ink attack to cover him in black ooze.
Speaking of which, you're up. So
I use my action. I will assist her on her next interrogation check by doing some menacing writhing and all that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to use the octopus ink on him.
all right. Does that confer any kind of special attributes or anything like that?
It covers this jeweler in gross, probably foul-smelling ink. That's the only benefit this confers.
As the ink kind of washes over him, he just kind of holds his breath, and once the initial blast is kind of faded, you see his mouth open, and he just and he's just looking around at looking down at himself, and he's just kind of spitting ink off his lips and just I can't say anything. I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. And next up is him. I'm gonna say yeah, he's gonna try and get away.
Okay.
Wait, why did I roll twice? Anyway, he rolled a 19.
Ooh, that's escaped.
Unfortunately, the ink kind of gave him a bit of lubrication, Sean. And he,
Ew.
in his fearful desperation, he manages to wriggle and slip out of your tentacles, and once again runs down the alleyway.
I do my best, like, shrugging as an octopus.
Just like eight
It's
shoulders
in
kind of
of
arch
itself.
up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up is Thargus.
I'm still looking for that deed.
Okay, roll an investigation.
I'm looking for proof. There's only one way to find out who is the owner, and they're doing a lot of legwork. I'm doing much easier work. Work smarter, not harder.
Yes. So roll your investigation, and you get a natural, or no, a 6.
No natural.
You get
but
a 6. No, all you find are a couple of loose pieces of paper that have some old, outdated inventories from 2 or 3 years ago. Nothing of any real consequence. And let's see. That brings us to the top of the round. Now from here, I'm going to put a pin in the chase, and we are going to fast pan down through the city streets at light speed, around corners, into buildings, out back doors, and zero in on Jules or Julian.
Uh-oh.
Nicely played.
Julian, you are in the middle of your research. Where would you be at in doing so?
Well, he would have been probably in the keep in his quarters. So if he's out, it means he was looking for everybody.
Okay.
So he was probably wandering down the road. He's done with what he did, took a nap or whatever he needed to.
Okay.
Now
Um.
he's just looking for everybody now.
So I will have you do a couple of investigation rolls to
Alrighty.
determine the level of your research.
Sorry, for some reason when I switched screens it put his character sheet away for me. So let's see here. Back to his core page and hello. And investigation.
Okay, 24
It's taking a second. Like I clicked it. There you go.
and 19. Wow. Okay. So in your research, you come across a number of tomes, articles, scrolls, and research done by other historians, scholars, sages, that kind of thing. The relating to your condition. None of which really seems to fit, considering the true effects and nature of your condition. A lot of them have to deal with or have to do with, just instant magical effects or certain types of alchemical alterations, or even the occasional slice of rancid meat. But there is one particular passage in 1 second, guys. Yeah, what's up? We're closing up around 3 o'clock or so. 3. All right. Sorry, guys, that was my daughter.
Okay.
But
It sounds like you're taking the whole new being the owner of a business a little too serious there.
she no, sorry. She needed to tell me that we needed to actually leave around 2:30. So
Uh-oh. Okay.
yeah. So we'll go ahead and get through this really quick.
Fine.
You
You're
do
different
find
than I.
one kind of very old passage in it, and it kind of surprises you. It's not in a book about medicine or actual psychological or medical conditions. It's actually a historical passage from a more of an anthropological kind of history setting, speaking
Okay.
of the Sons of Shandor. Now, this is a term that you've heard before.
Right.
The Sons of Shandor are the name given to the Belenost Royal Guard, the king's personal bodyguards.
Right.
It's rather vague, and it only discusses the descendants uh, uh, of a high captain of the king's guard in Karum.
Okay.
Supposedly, the last captain of the guard during the final reign of the Tarthans before the fall. And it does describe the sons having kind of an alteration of their minds, a bit of they're
Mhm.
known for having a duality to them. But it's a very old parchment. A lot of what is in there is either water damaged or unreadable by mold, or the ink fading or things like that. But that's basically what you come up with.
Okay. So Order of
The Sons of Shandor.
Sons of Sand.
I will type it here.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up my.
And character sheets actually do have a limited space for notes.
Yeah, well, there's some notes in here, but when I pull it up to edit it, it doesn't show me what was already there, so I'm afraid I'm gonna lose what's there. I don't know where it's putting it, so I guess I'll.
It should save
Yeah,
it
when
you
click,
type it in
I'm
there.
on his bio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but will it add it to what's there, or will it take what's there and replace it? Is the question. I'm gonna print screen
Yeah, I'd
just
say
in case.
yeah.
Okay.
I'd say test
So-
around with it a little bit just in case, but
All right. Well, and remember that this spell was put on him by his mother, who's evil. So, possible answers to the split personality. Research. Other. Let's see what it does. Okay, is it on the core page? I don't even see where you put it. I'm just gonna write it down for now.
yeah.
Like I can't
Um,
even see where. Oh, something changed. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, I'm manipulating your character sheet right now. I'm looking at it myself.
Yeah, I'm not
um,
seeing where it dropped it in anyway. When I clicked edit, I'm on the bio page, and what
Yeah.
it offers to allow me to edit, it says edit Julian, and then bio and info. So I just put it in the paragraph that says bio and info, and it's not. showing it.
Oh, you put it in, you hit edit?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why. That'll pop up on
Just for you.
no. What it does is if you go once you open up your character sheet, you have those three tabs: bio and info, character sheet, and abilities. It goes into the bio and info tab on the far left.
Oh, hey, but that's cool because then I have notes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Um,
perfect. All right.
so,
Sorry
yeah,
about that. Thank you.
no problem. So that's where it goes when you hit edit.
And that's perfect because at least it's there on the page. We won't forget, so we're
Yeah.
good. And awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so
Learn something new every single time we play. It's all
So-
about Roll20, but
that is the extent of your research there. Where
Yeah,
you want
well, it takes a while when you're trying to dig into your
Yeah.
brain. He was just going to head out and try and find everybody. So the first question would
Okay.
be, hey, has anybody seen, you know,
roll
and
a
it's,
what would this be? Roll.
well, they're in town outside the keep, aren't they?
They're in the keep. Yeah.
Oh, they're in our little shops?
No, they're
So-
all in Belenost. That's where you guys all went, was up to Belenost. Let's see. So you all are actually in the city of Belenost itself right now. Let's see. I'd say
Okay,
probably-
so that's where I am, and I wasn't in the keep. I was in my room.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah,
were
okay.
you were just you figured that Belenost would be the best place to have the resources to research this. So now that you have some information, you're gonna go look for your buddies.
Yeah, just kind of
Okay.
wander around.
Actually, I will have you roll a survival check.
God. And
To see if you can track them down.
less likely.
You kind of see a number of town or city guard or city watch beginning to mobilize and heading in a certain direction,
Oh, I'm going that direction.
and you figure
I'm
where they're
going that
heading, that's
direction.
probably where your party members are.
Well,
Um,
either that or they will be shortly,
Yeah.
because that's what we do is we go towards the problem.
So you
All right.
follow the city watch. Back to you, Kazira. Fast pan to the shop.
Okay, so still screaming "Stop thief" as I'm chasing and tackling.
Okay, roll a dexterity.
She got him.
Okay, so you catch up and you tackle him. You successfully grab him and take him to the ground. Though I do remember he is kind of covered in ink, so I'm afraid I might have to have you roll disadvantage on that grapple.
Oh, okay. Then what's the
Is
what
ink slippery?
Just roll
what
dex.
is?
Oh wait, that's a dexterity save. You need to roll a dexterity check with
Oh,
disadvantage.
what the hell did I do?
Or no, not
what have I
dexterity,
got?
strength. A
What
strength
do
check.
I have marked wrong? I don't know what I have marked wrong. It was still on normal. And I'm still,
And
what the fuck? Oh,
You're clicking on
'Cause I'm a
dexterity
dipshit.
save.
It did it. It did it right.
no,
But
it
that's a
did still
dexterity
roll the
save. I need you to roll a strength check. Just click on your strength attribute. With
Oh, I see I'm in the wrong pane. Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell? Okay, there you go. And there you go.
Okay, strength. That's what I needed. So you rolled an 11, and he rolled an 11. It's a tie. Now I need a dexterity save from each of you.
Now I do the save.
Yes.
Ugh.
And he rolled a 3. So
Ah.
you managed. He almost gets away. He's a little squirmy still and kind of covered in slime, but and he does kind of manage to get an arm and get an arm out and almost slip out, but you manage to get a good bunch up in your fist of his shirt and jerk him back
Stop
into your
giggling,
arms
thief.
and grapple him. So he is now once again grappled. Next up is Gabrian.
I am going to kind of hover nearby and then hold my action to grapple him if he tries to escape again. All the while, what are the local street folk doing as this is all transpiring? Is there...
This is kind of in a back alleyway, so
Oh,
there's
okay.
not much. There really isn't any foot traffic at the moment.
Oh, good. If anyone starts coming down the alleyway, I'm going to wave them off, and I'm hoping I'll get advantage because I have lots of arms to wave people off with.
Just remember though, you are still underground, so there is a limit to how high you can fly.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
It is only about a 15 to 20 foot high causeway.
Okay,
So,
good to know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so next up is Dude.
Dude.
I'm just gonna make a quick roll really quick, just for shits and giggles. Oh, he fails miserably.
He shits and giggles.
He shits and giggles.
I put myself.
You just, Kazira, as you're just kind of grappling him, he's just squirming and wiggling around. He just kind of goes limp and just kind of, I give up. What's the point? Look, I can't say much. All I know is I'm told to sell what comes into my shop and how to describe it. It's not I don't even get to keep all the money. I only get a cut. But look, if you want to know more, all I can say is you have to follow the sisters. And at that point, Sean, I need you to roll a perception check.
Let me guess. Someone's actually.
Because you're flying, you get to pull this off.
And then should I roll one for Gordon too, or?
Yeah, roll one for Gordon too.
All right.
This full entire time I haven't been streaming till just now.
Oh, whoops.
Oh God.
It's because of the update.
Yeah.
Technology is evil.
So 2 16s.
Yep.
Sean, you and Gordon see it kind of almost at the same time. One of a shadow about 50 feet down the passageway almost seems to look like it moves. And there's this imperceptible kind of whoosh. And oh shit, what's your name? Kazira. Kazira, kind of a dark streak kind of runs across this shopkeeper's throat, and he just goes rigid, like a piece of wood.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I'm gonna.
So
I
the
think the
sisters
local
are nothing
thieves
to be
guild
messed
just.
with.
Yeah, the thieves guild just killed this guy.
No.
Is he? Did he die, or is he bleeding out, or what's the deal?
You
I'm
can't
gonna
tell.
hit him
There's
with
no
a mass cure wound.
there's no perceivable wound, no blood, no nothing that looks like any kind of projectile. Nothing. He just a shadow crossed his throat, and he just went rigid as a board. You don't feel him breathing. You don't feel his heartbeat. His eyes are wide, and his mouth is locked shut, like a locked case. And he just went absolutely rigid.
Whoa. Okay.
Huh.
I'm still gonna cast cure wound on him.
Okay, you cast Cure Wounds. Roll your healing.
I'm trying.
I'll assist
Oh, here
her.
we go. Oh, that's not it either. God damn it. Okay, I've got healing word.
Okay. 5 points of healing. You imbue him with the light emanates beginning at your elbow and travels down your arm as it emanates out your fingertips and into his body, that kind of spreads and disperses across his chest. Again, since there's no actual visual signs of any kind of damage, you don't know if anything was healed, but he doesn't seem to change his condition. It's like he's become a statue, but still fleshy is the best way to describe it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna kind of scoop him up and carry off, and I gesture in a direction that and did that shadowy figure, is it still there?
No.
No, it disappeared. And okay.
I think we need to take this guy under protection and to the king and get him fixed and find out who's doing nefarious shit in the king's realm, because this can't be right.
Oh, this is definitely a Thieves Guild. All right. We carry him to the keep, or to the castle.
To the king's quarters.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. You carry him along as you're walking towards there. You come across
floating.
As you float across there, you come across a number of city guard who see you who are actually jogging in your direction.
I wave at them.
They see you all, draw their halberds, pointing them at you all, and say, "Hey ho, what's all this ruckus about?"
Well, since I'm the one with the mouth and can talk, I will explain. This thief has been injured by, we think, the Thieves Guild, but we aren't entirely certain, and we need information from him, and we're hoping to take him to find out how we can fix him and what he knows, because he is operating some nefarious shit underneath the king's nose, and I don't think that's right.
All the while, I'm pantomiming behind her all these facts and all that, pointing at the guy, holding him up, kind of waving an arm. Yep.
As you're doing this, coming up from behind the, a moment or two behind the city guard, you see Julian kind of jogging up.
I wave.
And because he's familiar with this, he just does a double take and continue.
You just kind of, yeah, that's what I thought. And,
Yeah, exactly. I kind of felt this was coming.
One of the guards strolls up to you, Kazira, as you're holding this guy. And he says, exactly which Thieves Guild are you talking about?
Well, I don't know that it was a Thieves Guild. It was a black shadow that made him go rigid like a statue and stop breathing. I threw a cure on him, but I don't know that it did anything because he's still kind of immobile and scary. And he needs assistance really fast. Obviously more than I have.
Looking down at him, he just kind of shakes his head and says, "Did he say anything before this happened?"
Unfortunately, only that he's scared shitless of the owner of the shop that he was thieving out of, and that he was under orders to thieve. Hence the assumption that it was the Thieves Guild, but you know what assumptions do.
Well, there are a number of Thieves Guilds, but the three most dominant are, of course, the Crimson Spear, the Hands of Loki, and the Sisters of Silence.
That would be them.
Did he
I'm
say
gonna go with
anything?
that last one. Who are they?
The Sisters. If it's the Sisters, you might as well just leave this guy here to rot. He's done.
It's against my nature to leave people to rot.
He's been consumed by the stone mind. He's already suffocated from lack of oxygen.
I'm gonna need some confirmation on that.
As you wish. We'll take you to the keep. This king's gonna want to hear about this, and Gith is gonna want to hear about this as well.
I'm gonna take a wild guess that the king doesn't generally let thieves just wander around loosely in the city like this. And also, I'm putting in a claim for that shop if no one comes back for it.
No.
Oh shit! No, I already claimed this shit. My ass is here cleaning up your mess.
I was using the royal we, dear. You are the person on the premises.
You are now 1/4 owner of one jewelry shop.
You, Fargus, are in fact the 9/10 of the law right now.
As he's kind of the city guard kind of take flanking positions at all four corners around you, kind of escorting you towards the the palace area. He says, "Look, the king does allow, in order to prevent chaos and just you know, the kingdom from being overrun. He does allow thieves, you know, the guilds to operate within Felgren with a certain level of autonomy. However, they are not in any way, shape, or form allowed to operate within Belenost. That is the
Well,
agreement.
This
Belenost
guy's
is
shop
is
was
off.
definitely in Belenost, and I am definitely owed the charm I was seeking when he was thieving from me.
Well, that's business with him. I can't do anything about that, but we'll
I'm
get you.
just putting you on notice.
We'll get you to the king. See what he says. Until then, just stay with us. And they begin to walk you guys towards the palace area.
I'm still at the shop.
Are you still at the shop, Thargus?
Oh hell yeah!
Okay.
I'm finding that deed.
All right.
That
Roll
name's going to be replaced by mine.
one. I'll give you one more investigation check.
Come on, Rufo. Come on, man. Love me, man.
You can do it. You can do it. I believe
No,
in you.
you can't.
No.
You're lucky you had advantage, or you're lucky you didn't have advantage or disadvantage, because that could have been very bad.
I know.
With a 7, again, you find a couple of old, outdated receipts of shipping confirmations and inventories and things like that. But you're kind of getting the idea that this guy didn't keep his deed on premise. That it's probably locked away in a bank somewhere, or in a vault in his house, or something like that. But
Not gonna.
I'm feeling very denied right now.
though not
Is-
knowing what these guys know already, they could probably figure out that he doesn't even have the deed, that it's not his shop. So,
Well, are there keys there to lock up?
no, he would have had them on his person.
Well, I don't want to leave the store unattended. It's just not right.
So you're gonna temporarily switch classes from fighter to shop owner at the moment?
I got no choice. I'm the guard. I'm security right now.
That's
Security shopkeeper.
Alrighty then.
Because I'm just going to look after the place until everybody comes back. And if they better have the keys on them.
Alrighty. So, back to the main group. You all kind of notice offhand that Thargus is not with you.
Yeah,
Somehow he's gotten kind of lost in the kerfuffle.
Nope, this fat tin can is like, hell no, I'm running after nobody.
He still has his earwig in, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. You should
Yeah,
be
you
able
guys
to.
can
You should be
talk.
able to be in range.
Okay.
Still.
I'll check in. Are you still at the shop?
Yup, I'm still at the shop waiting for somebody to come back. Trying to find
Well-
the deed here. But anybody got the keys to lock up? Because I really want the shop. Because I think we can make this shop into our business here in town.
Oh, I completely agree with you, and unfortunately for this dude, that's probably what's going to happen because I think he's done. But we're going to try and get him healed. I didn't do it before you accused me of anything.
I haven't yet.
This guy apparently works for some very, very nefarious creatures, and they didn't want him talking and made sure that he didn't. And so we're going to hope that the king has someone who can cure him, and if not, then I think we're going to claim the shop.
Can you bring the keys to lock up so that I can lock up?
I will loot the body and make sure that we have some keys.
Okay, but I'm not leaving the store unlocked because
That's
just because
cool.
there's all that's in here is out.
Well, hold steady and see if there's, something useful for us there.
Got it.
Okay. So, you guys are now being escorted to the palace. Thargus, you are switching classes to shopkeeper for the moment, and
He's being a bank guard.
yeah, we will go ahead and take a quick break. 5 minutes.
Cool.
Take a bath. Go to the bathroom. Grab a drink. Grab some food. Do whatever you need to do.
Take a bath if you're super
Wow,
fat.
that is like we gotta pre-prepare that bath.
Well,
As
some
long
of
as you
us
had the
have
water
ink all over
pre-prepared,
us and need
pre-poured,
a
yeah.
bath.
Right.
All right. So I will see you guys in 5 minutes, where we will continue on with this little leg of the adventure.
Oh my God, I've never wanted wet wipes in medieval times more than now.
I use cantrips to clean you off.
I think we should write that as a new cantrip.
Yes, wet wipe. Animated wet wipe. That'd be the best.
The floating hand guy. Yeah.
Oh, Bixby's
Bixby's
animated
float-
wet wipe.
Bixby's floating wet wipes. Oh my God, we are fucked up.
Hero is whose son?
Virgil.
Of course he is. Because Virgil did all the living well.
I haven't left.
I didn't leave.
I'm here.
I've been just playing around while I've been waiting for everybody to return. Just playing He-Man, Tappers of Grayskull.
Tappers of Grayskull.
Yes, it's I can actually
Alright.
play the game and still actually make money.
Huh.
And there's nothing better than watching mini versions of like your heroes, and then giant versions of all your villains.
All right, so, where we left off, you guys are being escorted up to the palace.
You need to get down, buddy. Come on.
The
Come on. I
the
love
large, the guards walk you through the
Come.
market.
Oh,
Don't
The very
be stubborn.
large,
Calm down, baby.
the very large market that sits outside the palace gates. A number of vendors and prospective customers of vendors they're part like the Red Sea to let your escort through. They walk you up to the palace gates. The gates open, and standing right there inside the gates to meet you, as though he knew you were coming, is the familiar face of Githerfin.
thievery is just intolerable.
Um,
But I didn't do this to him. Before you ask, I didn't do this. I'm trying to say.
he is
This
surrounded
wasn't me.
by a number of black-clad individuals. You actually recognize these people as from when you were rescued from Karum, as members of the Order of the Grey Falcon. His personal network. He just kind of nods to them, and the guards kind of move aside to let them into the group, and they reach out to take the body of the shopkeeper from
Wait,
you.
I'm
Um,
I gotta empty his pockets before you take him away, because we have to lock up the shop, and if he has keys on him, our paladin will never forgive us if we leave the shop.
I'm a fighter.
Githerfin will actually stride forward.
Tell that to the thing as she's talking. I'm a fighter, not a paladin.
Have you considered changing classes?
You say potato, I say potato. Right now, you're being a security guard. Calm yourself.
I'm still a fighter.
Okay, our fighter will not allow us to leave the shop unlocked, so I need whatever's in his pockets.
Thargus somewhere off in the
On
distance
his way,
of the
and I hope you can save him.
Thargus up somewhere far in the distance of the city gets a tingle in his ears and just says, "Damn it, I'm a fighter, not a paladin." As he's going through.
Damn it,
Because I got the
Fergus.
morals of the paladin doesn't mean I'm a paladin.
But yeah, Githerfin will actually raise up a hand to you, Kazira, and he'll say, I am truly sorry, but I cannot allow you to take anything off his person, even if they are things you may need at this particular time.
In that case, we'll just put some new locks on the shop and claim it for our own. How that?
That, unfortunately, will be up to the king.
Fair enough. Can you save him?
There is absolutely nothing we can do for this man at this point. He's come under the influence of Stone Mind. He's probably already suffocated from lack of breathing at this point. He is most likely truly dead.
That is unacceptable.
Not to mention the fact that his heart also stopped at the beginning of this process. So, a number of things have counted against him.
This is all completely unacceptable. You're not even willing to try to do anything for him?
Mistress
We could
Kazira,
make a quick health check to determine if he's probably alive or dead too.
Yeah, I'll let you do a medicine check really quick.
Kazira, did you want to, or do you want me to?
I did it.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah, you don't really have enough to really go on knowing the function of this particular attack. But yeah, the fact you having been holding on to him this whole time, you do recall you haven't felt a pulse, a heartbeat, you haven't seen him breathe, he hasn't blinked.
I'm holding out hope that he's just in stasis.
Breathing is overrated.
Yeah.
As far as
yogis who can hold their breath for 5 minutes.
as far as your medicine check goes, from all intents and purposes, he does appear entirely just lifeless.
Where's a necromancer when you need one?
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jules.
Not mentioning any names here.
yeah, but nothing because he can't get in touch with that part of himself. That's the whole reason he was away at last
Exactly.
session. He can't figure out why he only knows half of what he used to know.
So the
All right. We'll bury the poor bastard. Does he have a family?
that unfortunately I'm not allowed to happen just yet as well. With this
I'm
person's
making
ties.
this-
How can
Wait, but
reparations be made to the
Please,
family if
please,
if,
please,
if
bear-
you can't
bear
tell
with
me
me.
anything?
Bear with me, Mistress Kazira, please. Due to this man's ties with this particular guild, I'm afraid a particular investigation must take place first. Men, and the Falcons take him from your possession and cart him off into the keep or into the palace.
And how long do you think it'll take to investigate? I want to take care of this man's family because he died because I was asking him questions. It's not his fault. I mean, okay, he was obviously working for some really bad people, and he cheated me out of 1,200 gold, but he did make up for it, kind of, after we made him. But my point is that he died for no good reason.
That, unfortunately, is no longer your concern. He is
It
in
kinda
our
is.
possession now.
It kind of is my concern that his family be taken care of, should he have one, and a decent burial, I might add. The cleric in me is a little bit squirmy.
Madam Kazira, I will ask you one last time to let this issue go. This is not your concern. Have I made myself clear? And he's giving you kind of serious dead eyes right now. Very stern.
And I'm returning them in kind.
And
I think we've both made our point, have we not?
very well.
Thank you.
I shall see you in the throne room. I'm sure His Majesty will have many questions for you.
Well,
Oh my, I'm sure indeed.
Wobble now.
Really quick. Let's see. What is everyone's passive perception? Really quick.
Passive perception. Wait, that's proficiency bonus. 13.
I'm not there, so do I do it anyways?
No, not you. You wouldn't be there.
I have a +6 on perception.
This would be your passive perception, not your actual perception skill.
Okay, where am I finding that?
Passive perception would be right underneath all your attribute scores.
Oh, 16.
16? Okay.
Sorry.
No,
I
you're
don't use it
not.
very often.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you. All right. So, Githerfin then turns and follows his fellow falcons into the keep. And the city guard once again begins to walk you through the palace, and up to the throne room doors, where they kind of disperse, and the guy who appears to be kind of the squad leader, I guess you could say, says, "Please wait here. You will be announced once the king is ready." And a couple of them walk up, flank the doors, and the rest kind of disperse to the rest, to wherever it is their duties require them. About 15-20 minutes pass, and then the doors swing open. Now, standing at the door is shit. Now I can't remember her name.
It's shit.
Okay. I gotta open up my characters. The captain of the Royal Guard, Vora, the female dragonborn, who usually stands at the right side of the king, opposite Githerfin. She's actually standing there waiting for you at the door, and says, "The king will see you now. It's been quite the harrowing afternoon, I take it."
Well, harrowing for someone. Thank you.
She turns and begins to walk towards the throne, and you once again notice that telltale those light streaks of blood that kind of coat the bottom of her armor just below her back.
Oh, Ruh-roh, there's been an incident.
No, you noticed this
No,
before.
remember she does. This
is
we
part of
think
her
that
power.
But
Yeah.
isn't that power she takes hits for others? So there's actually been like an attack of some kind, right?
It's a trait you've noticed on all of the king's personal bodyguard. They all have this.
Oh, okay. So all
Yeah.
the time, whether there's been a fight or not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's almost like it's religious. Yeah, it's a part of what they do.
It's some sort of sacrament, sort of.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. I
Um,
misunderstood.
Which, knowing what you now know, Julian, kind of piques your interest, because the castle guard the royal guard is referred to as the Sons of Shandor.
Yeah.
Now, you walk in. Githerfin is once again standing at the side of the king. Vora takes her place to his right, and he's just kind of leaned forward. His hands are kind of, his fingers are interlocked, his elbows resting on his knees, and he's just kind of resting his chin on his hands. All right, so what the bloody hell happened today?
I started out the morning just wanting a simple charm. Just a simple object I could wear to keep something from happening that happened that I didn't like happening. And so I went to a merchant and I asked for this simple thing, and he sold me a thing, and it wasn't the thing, and he cheated me. And I asked insistently for some information, and out of the darkness comes a shadow and killed him dead. And now nobody will tell me if he has a family, so that I can make sure that they're taken care of, because apparently thieves in this land are, I don't know what their problem is, but it's very upsetting. And I still need a charm. and now some guy's dead because he won't answer questions, because he can't, because apparently you get killed for answering questions, which disturbs me on several levels.
Well,
That's pretty much it. And so now I've got innocent blood on my hands, and that kind of peeves me off, because I'd really rather have guilty blood on my hands, to tell you the truth, or, dragon blood.
well, blast. It never ceases to amaze me how gutsy these guilds can get. We have a damn arrangement. They're not allowed to operate in Belenost, let alone pull off their assassinations, though I would not put this past them. Gith, what do you have to report? And Gith kind of looks down and says, well, it seems that this is the MO of the Sisters of Silence. And at that, the king's face kind of goes white and says, bloody hell, not that bunch of batshit witches. Okay. So what do we know? And Githerfin looks down and says, well, not much yet. I wish I had more to go on, but without a body, I have no idea what to make of it.
You took the body. Don't you still have the body? What happened to the body?
Githerfin kind of looks at you and says, what body? I never received any body.
Ruh-roh.
Excuse me?
Did you hand the body over to someone?
The body was taken forcibly from me. Don't you remember that part?
Roll a perception. Now I'll have you
He
guys.
clearly does not.
I will
and
have you guys roll perception checks really quick.
Ruh-roh.
Oh! All the fun stuff is over there, and I'm playing shopkeeper.
17.
Oh, I thought we got him.
You made your choices, dude.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm keeping him informed via telecommunication.
Okay. Roll perception, Jules and Gabrian.
All right. I'm apparently enamored with one of my suckers, and I'm playing with him.
Well, you used those 20s right up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, Julian.
He's regretting it now.
It went.
Okay.
It just it takes that long right
While
now.
Gabrian and Julian are kind of scratching their heads, looking around in confusion, Kazira, it dawns on you. The voice. The one you handed the body over to, you recall now, Githerfin has never spoken with an accent. And the person you talked to had a bit of an accent to their voice.
Githerfin, someone has been impersonating you. I don't know about you, but I'd be pretty pissed off about that.
He just kind of looks kind of deep in thought. This does seem like something the sisters could pull off.
Where are these
Your
sisters,
Majesty.
and how many gold coin can I get for killing their asses?
Well, killing them is an entirely different concept altogether. Your Majesty, shall I? And
Annihilation?
the king just nods and
Plague?
says, do what you need to do, lad. And he nods, and Githerfin disappears behind the tapestries in the rear. Look, this is how it works. There are three primary
Guild.
consortiums, guilds within Felgren. There are a number of subgroups that work under them that go by different names, but they all answer to the top three. You have the Crimson Spear, run by Ulfa. They deal mainly in thievery, racketeering, that kind of thing. Then you have the Hands of Loki. They are
Hands-on.
a bit more tricky to nail down. They're rather magically inclined. A lot of arcane tricksters among their group. Then you have the Sisters of Silence. These bitches have been a boil on my butt since the day I took the throne. Legally, they're not allowed to even exist, but somehow they do. They deal in cold, cruel, dyed-in-the-wool assassinations. They're heartless, merciless, thoughtless beings.
Are
who
they prone
relish-
to plotting against you, sir?
They've tried in the past with my ancestors to no avail. We
I
have
think
an
you're on notice.
we have an unsteady understanding. They haven't tried a royal assassination in over a century. But the fact is, they've been kind of underground and rather inactive over the past few years.
I think you're officially on notice that they've got some shit going on.
Aye. And the fact that they've shown their hand now and grown and taken action within these city walls tells me that something very big must be in the works. I don't know what it is, but Githerfin will get to the bottom of it. Him and his falcons are the best in the business. I
Are they
guarantee
prone to working with the Circle?
it has been proposed that that could be a scenario we might have to face, but we still have no proof of it just yet. That's what Gith is going to get to the bottom of now. For now, though, don't get distracted by this. My little birds will take care of it. You have your own issues you need to take care of. I have a warder council I have to take up with my children and our generals. I will contact you when we have more information.
Shop.
Oh boy.
Ask about the shop.
Can we keep the
Okay,
shop?
we need to send someone to lock up the shop because our not paladin fighter insists, and he's right, that we can't just leave a gem shop open to the public because that seems like inviting trouble in the worst way. And again, I would like to note that should we ever discover if this freaking thief family exists, I do want to take care of his family in some way, because and not killing them before you get all head up about it. He died while I was simply trying to find information. It is not his fault he died. And his family needs to be taken care of in an appropriate way, like, you know, with funds and jobs, and make sure that they don't starve or anything. Because I do pay my debts. Even if I do still want a charm, he owes me a charm, the little bastard. But that's not his fault. Obviously, it's this sisterhood's fault.
I want the. I just want the shop.
Well, I do appreciate your concern, lass, for his family and whatnot. Legally, I personally, well, my hands are tied in the matter. Unfortunately, due to his criminal ties and his refusal to follow the law, his family forfeits any benefits I might be able to give him. However, I will allow you privately and anonymously, he emphasizes that word,
Yeah.
to give what you can if you choose.
I appreciate that, King. I appreciate your position, and I appreciate your understanding of my desire to not have his family follow in his footsteps, if that were possible. So, we have a mission, as you are aware, and we continue to prepare for that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
and,
asked. Own it.
And I need
Hold on.
I still need an anti-charm charm. Do you have a better idea about where to go get that? Since the last time I took anyone's advice, I ended up at that jackass's shop. Oh, but hey, we discovered a possible conspiracy, so I guess it wasn't a completely wasted day.
Yeah. How much effort would it be for me to create a stellar magic item?
Let's see. You would need like an enchanting setup. Let me see if you can actually get something like that in your keep.
Well, we have a ring and we have lots of gems.
And again, for some reason my Dropbox isn't on my desktop. Let's see, saves. Where has it gone? Where is it? Fortress, temples, and strongholds. Okay.
Excuse me.
So, you can get, you could for 1 room point, you could get an Arcanist study. Choose Abjuration, Conjuration, Enchantment, or Illusion. While present in this room, spells in the chosen school cast by the owner of this structure and their allies have twice their normal duration and half their normal materials cost. Arcana checks made here that deal with the chosen school of magic have advantage. This room may also be built multiple times, and each time a different school must be chosen. Can also be built as a binding circle, interrogation chamber, mirror maze, or interrogation chamber, mirror maze, or enchanting lab. So, yeah, for the Arcana study, another one, where would it be? Docks, escape tunnel, lighthouse, graveyard, jails, library, magical enchanter. Here we are. Spellcaster, hireling, or a character with the spellcasting or pact magic features may use this room to make any magic item that is not a potion or artifact. Crafting magic items requires the ability to cast at least 1 spell of a certain level, with higher level spells corresponding to rarer items. The gold costs, time necessary, and spell slots required are as follows. So, what would be the level of a spell necessary to create an anti-charm?
Let's see here.
I just have it. Come here. Sorcerer, wizard. I could probably look it up here. Resistance.
Is futile. Sorry, somebody had to say it. Like, come on.
True.
Let's see. You can have the spell resistance, which gives you. You can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to 1 saving throw of your choice.
Ooh, yeah.
That's all there is. Yeah.
And that's only a cantrip essentially. So if I could spend the day kind of gathering materials for the keep, we may be able to set up an enchanting station back there, and essentially maybe just have a ring that perpetually casts resistance on you against charming.
I like that plan.
How much would something like that cost in materials? So I'll get the materials and I'll get the room stuff together as well.
And we'd be able to use this room for other stuff as well. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might
Not a
be
one-shot
that might be a
deal,
good thing
right?
too. Yeah.
The construction of the room costs 1 room point. Construction cost is 2,500 gold. Construction time is 15 days. And it doesn't look like it requires any kind of skilled labor, so you don't have to worry about filling that slot.
Okay.
A common rarity would be anything below a 2nd level spell slot would take 3 days and 75 gold pieces.
Oh, nice. So this ring is only gonna cost 75 gold pieces to make.
Yeah, it's a common, it's a fairly easy spell to enchant with.
So I'm actually going to use the ring that was the fake ring to actually make this. I think
That would be
because
highly
it's-
symbolic,
it is-
yes.
yeah.
It is silver, and we still have it, and we've got lots of gems to do stuff with, and
Okay. I will.
Um,
Let me see here. So that's 2,500 plus 70. Is that correct?
Yeah, but you would still
Alright.
need to wait the 15 days for construction.
Yeah, we'll start
it
getting that.
it should be done by the time we get back from our next adventure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I still have a boatload of gold.
I can. Yeah. Actually, do you have guidance?
I do have guidance.
So, yeah, that might be worthwhile just to kind of keep that running on yourself.
I don't know where it is, but I have it.
Oh wait, Rob, were you saying guidance or resistance?
Resistance.
Ah, okay.
Remember, resistance is futile.
Yeah.
All right, I do have resistance, so that won't be a problem.
Oh, I have guidance and I have resistance,
Nice.
and so I'll just memorize them or whatever. I will prepare them.
They're cantrips. You can do them
Before I go to sleep.
whenever you want.
Yeah, they're Yes, they are.
All right, cool.
Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, the king stands and says, "Actually, I wouldn't mind having some advice going into this war council, if you all wouldn't mind joining us."
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. I will dress back into my human form because it might be.
A little alarming.
Well, it might be
despite-
inappropriate to show up as a a cephalopod.
I don't know. Depending on the crowd, it might, work in his favor for
Entertain.
some intimidation points.
uh,
I'm always happy to help you, King.
so this is where his cunt son and daughter are going to be, right?
Yeah.
Right. Which is why, being an octopus might be good.
I'll go in as a human, just to be polite.
Okay, so you guys agree, and Vora will actually wave you up the stairs towards the throne to follow them. Are you gonna follow?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that's all.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
and can we send some guards to lock up the shop and retrieve our companion?
As far as you know, that may already be being taken care of.
Oh good.
Um,
Yeah, we'll want Argus here because he's
I
more
will-
military.
I will let Thargus know via telecommunication that things are solved, on their way.
Wait,
Be
wait,
gone.
we got the shop.
No.
No, unfortunately, we didn't get to keep the shop because apparently the thieves that it belongs to are so completely badass that nobody likes them. But revenge will be had, so we may get the shop eventually.
Essentially, there's asset forfeiture in this world as well.
You'll
Yes.
just have to wait till the property goes up for on government auction.
Yeah.
And
And then we'll own a gem shop, and there will be some changes made in the neighborhood.
because at
Under
the
new
moment,
management.
it is
It's a not so
under
beautiful neighbor.
government. It is under government
it's-
liens. So
It's in probate right now.
so yeah, Thargus, you get the word that that
Well,
everything is good. Time to come back to the throne room.
Well.
So it'll take you a little bit to get there. Though as you are exiting, you do see a number of black-clad figures approaching, bearing the mark of the Order of the Grey Falcon. And if you do want to engage them, they will kind of ignore you though, and just kind of walk past and enter the shop, and you hear a definite click of the door behind them. So are you gonna make your way to the palace?
Yep. I know what it's like to be a soldier, so I know talking will not do anything.
Okay. So you make your way to the palace, and you'll catch up a little later. You guys follow Vora up the stairs, and this is kind of new territory for you. You've never seen behind the royal tapestries that or the royal banners that hang on either side of the throne. It's kind of semicircular in the rear, and appears to end in just a round wall. However, as the king and Vora approach, a panel of a section of bricks just kind of backs up and then swings open, and along
Nifty.
and opens up into a very large room that seems to hustle and bustle with a number of personnel, couriers, a number of military people you recognize from their armaments and their uniforms. It's kind of bustling in here, which is kind of weird because you had thought that this was sort of a semi-peacetime, but it's pretty kind of hectic here. The king and Vora enter and approach a large table displaying the map of Felgren and Karum on large kind of vellum parchment splayed out onto the table.
Wow, nice setup.
Yeah. Standing at the table are, looking down at the map, are a very stout pair of dwarves, one male, one female, a half-elf, a Goliath, and a Dragonborn, all of whom are in full military grade arms, armor. They look decked for war. All of them have large white gold-trimmed capes draped down their backs. Various armaments, great swords, the occasional battle axe, a large warhammer. They're armed in various ways due to their comfort, but the king introduces everyone. Everyone, this is my daughter Thelga. She is the High Captain of the Armed Forces and the Lord Commander of Fort Kurgan, currently guarding the Trader's Gate. Then, where is it? Damn it, I lost his name. Again. And this is Aelfire, the Crown Prince of Felgren, my son. Everyone, these are the adventurers of Three Hammered Keep, the ones you've heard so much about.
Hi.
Nice to make your acquaintance.
The how Um, the male dwarf just kind of looks up, kind of scowls, and just grunts and looks back down at the table. The female dwarf comes running up and just embraces her father in a huge hug. Oh, Papa, it's been forever. You shouldn't stay away so long. Oh, I know, lass, I know. But running a kingdom is no easy task. I wish I could get down to Fort Kurgan more often, but I know it's in good hands. And she just smiles, and he kind of tussles the bun of hair on top of her head, and she goes back to the table. The large male dragonborn and the female Goliath both approach. The dragonborn introduces himself as Eartha. He is Vora's second in command. What is the title I gave him? Lance Lieutenant of the Sons of Shandor. And the female Goliath introduces herself as Cora. She is the Lord Commander of Fort Lannis, down south of the Great Cinder Forest on the coast of the Sea of Khartoum. And she points out one or two others who are also commanders of some of the coastal forts. One is Captain Ravathra and Zavik. They are the commanders of Fort Ramshelm and Fort Aragon. Though they are preoccupied with other matters right now to be formally introduced. The king looks at the table and says, "Okay, tell me, my children, what have we got?" Thelga looks like she's about to speak up first when Elfire kind of bursts in and says, "Well, I'll tell you what we've got. We've got a shitstorm and 3 fucking tornadoes coming down our throat right now. Fort Kurgan is reporting on," and King Kurgan kind of holds up his hand and says, "Elfire, I've told you before, when it comes to the matters of Fort Kurgan, defer to your sister. Please." And he just kind of crosses his arms and looks at his sister next to him. And Thelga looks up and says, "Well, I'll tell you one thing. The problems going on in the Trader's Gate are getting worse. It appears that the Blackguard are kind of, well, their numbers have grown and increased twofold over the last week alone. And we feel that their numbers may grow even more before the month is out. We feel they may be pressing for a grand attack on the gate."
So, having served in that military, can I speak to recruitment capabilities, etc.? Like, are these conscripts versus reserves?
You know, these are if it's the front lines building up, it's probably it's probably conscripts. They'll be holding the more elite recruits in reserve for a second press once the first attack comes through.
I start relating all these facts as I'm aware of it, and I'll even ask some pointed questions if Hargrave, if they are aware if it's Hargrave or one of the other commanders I'm familiar with.
Thelga
And
looks
if it starts getting uncomfortable, I'll probably maybe unconsciously clam up a little bit, having kind of overplayed my knowledge.
Well, Thelga will look over at you and smile a little bit, and she says, "Oh, hi. If it's the Blackguard, I can probably guarantee you that Hargrave has something to do with it. There's no doubt about that. Though Fort Kurgan can hold against such a force for now, I feel that if their numbers keep growing, even Fort Kurgan couldn't hold them back. And here Elfire kind of belts in again. Well, if it's not bad enough we've got this building up at Fort Kurgan, dear sister, we definitely have a problem focusing in the east. It would appear that not only is Hearthhome falling under pirate raids, but Brag Farak seems to also be falling back under the influence of the Frost Giants. And Lichtberg is experiencing a very increased amount of undead activity. I don't know what the hell is going on, but it seems we have a bit of an inside job going on in our own borders. Could we stop focusing on the gate and focus what's going on at home? And King Kurgan just kind of... What's that?
Do you think they're working together then? Your forces at home and the forces at the gate? Seems to me like that would be really good strategy at this point. If you've got someone on the inside to start a pincher movement from both sides.
It would be something they would try. Aye, I agree. The Frost Giants of Brag Farak, that's the least of our concerns. We've tackled them before. They won't be a problem. Hearthhome, again, the fleet is able to take on these pirates and keep them at bay. I'm not worried about that either. They're just pirates.
You need to hold the gate at all cost.
What does bother me, though, is though the Fort Kurgan can hold its own. It's done so for millennia. However, the reports of undead in Lichtberg, that I can't abide. That needs to be addressed. Pronto. Elfire, I look to you to handle that. And with that, I'm afraid we have to call it for the day. We will go ahead and pick it up again on that note. We will look for the 24th. Thank you very much, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
We've got
Okay.
we've got a good session going here. We got some new little plot twists and
New information.
new
yeah.
information to work on, a couple of background issues to go with. So, yeah. Think about what you guys want to do, where you want to go. You've got multiple options now. Not only do you have the hammer, you've got internal strife as well going on in Felgren. So, I will let you guys decide where it is you want to go. And I will see you all on the 24th.
Awesome.
Mark your
Cool. See you guys
calendars.
soon.
And
Hey,
thank you
drive
very
safe.
much, guys.
Thank you.
As always, it was a blast.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.